General and Minister for Justice Nia Ikotu is advising persons questioning the Roads Minister's directive for closure of all toll booths to seek an interpretation from the Supreme Court. On November 17, just after the Finance Minister had presented his budget, the Roads Minister directed that all toll booths be shut. Here's what Ikotu has been telling my colleague Jifa Bampo.
Now, the Roads Minister immediately implemented the abolition of the road toll, to the shock and surprise of many. Now that the budget has been rejected, how do we reconcile that? There have been lots of schools of thought that he should be held accountable, he should be held for causing financial loss to the state. You're a lawyer, a former Attorney General. Tell us, has he done wrong, and how do we correct it?
Well, there has been some justification that if you have a power to do something, it also involves the power to suspend and to, do other things.
Those are administrative requirements, so, but it takes a certain process to approve that.
No, if it were administrative, that's much easier to do. But if it is law, that you cannot impose a fine or you cannot impose a levy on anybody except through Parliament, then it makes sense that Parliament should be the only place where this thing can be revoked, But then when he says that the Constitution has given me the power, which impliedly gives me also the authority to suspend it, so I've suspended it based upon the Constitution, then you have a constitutional interpretation in your hands. Like this whole idea of arresting a parliamentarian. Because the language is that while he's on his way to, whilst he is at or on his way from. Now the controversy is, what do we mean by when he is at? Because Parliament can sit elsewhere, not only in the chamber. So assuming he's doing government work somewhere, parliamentary work somewhere outside West Africa, Africa, Commonwealth is gone. Are you saying he's not, at Parliament? That creates a question of interpretation.
So in the case of the Roads Minister, the best thing or the best solution would be what? Somebody goes to the Supreme Court to challenge this decision he took and determine whether it's unconstitutional or not? Because
that is what is basing his claim upon, that the power given me includes power to suspend. And so I have only suspended it.
Okay.
Because these constitutional provisions, and the law is that the Constitution is the fundamental law of the land. And anybody who can show that somebody has done something against the constitutional provision and is able to prove it, that thing can be struck down.
Let's cross